Hi there, this is Mei Chu, founder of the Menorah Way, the Way of the Light. Today I have on our show with Patricia Grootjans calling all the way from Holland. And I met Patricia at one of the Menorah method course that I was teaching, which is to teach people how to use the light to tune into their own inner wisdom. So welcome to our show, Patricia. And
Thank you.
I just want to give you an opportunity to let our audience know what is it that you do and how do you help your clients?
Okay, well, I'm an astrologer and also a QHHT practitioner. And I think what I do mostly is I try to connect people with their soul. I try to help people realize that they are a soul and that they are energy and that they are light. So I think I help people to remember what they are.
Hmm.
And I think you could call me a soul guide in that way.
A
Yeah.
soul guide. So, what are
Yeah.
some of the benefits that you've noticed in your work with clients as a soul guide, whether it's using QAHT astrology or even the Menorah method? What are some of the results that your clients are getting?
Well, I think what I hear from most of my clients is that they feel they have a stronger connection with their intuition after they have a session with me. And it's not because what I do, it's because what they do. And I only show them what they can do. And that is how they can connect with their own intuition.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminds me of what my son asked me today. My 6-year-old. He said, "Mom, where is your soul? In
Oh.
what part of your body is your soul?" And I said, "Well, that's in the heart." And I think when you connect people with their soul, I think you bring them to their heart space, and so they get in touch with their emotions again, and the different layers of their emotions, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So have you had one of these sessions for yourself before that you've experienced this connection to your soul?
Oh yes, I had, and especially. Well, I think the Menorah method has proved itself for me to be a major important method of connecting with the soul and with the heart,
Mm-hmm.
because it helps to make this connection in such a um, instant way. I mean, you just connect with the light like that, and
Mm-hmm.
so I'm very enthusiastic about that. Yes.
Can you give the audience, people who are watching this YouTube interview, a sense of what was your most significant understanding or realization in your own experience of connecting with your soul?
I think what I experienced in those sessions is that you can peel off different layers and that you come to the essence of what you really are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bit, on one way, you realize that you're everything, that you're connected with everything.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, you also realize that what belongs to yourself and what emotions belong to others. So it
Mm-hmm.
helped me to distinguish uh, what was what belongs to my essence
Mm.
and what was how do you say that? Well, disturbed by influences uh, from the outside world, let's say.
Can you give us an example of how you applied it in real life? Could you give us, we've always say, we're doing soul healing, we're doing uh, we're connecting to our soul, but it's important for the audience to realize what kind of results in the form of healing or otherwise that could happen in physical reality when we make this connection. Could you talk a little bit about that?
I think I could, yeah, there's so many examples I could name, um, both on the physical level and on the emotional level. I think when I
Mm-hmm.
look at the emotional level, I think for me a very clear example was that I realized by pulling off all those layers, um, what's the limit of my responsibility, and that was a big theme in my life, feeling responsible for other people. So um, during this menorah method, I came to realize that I cannot be responsible for other people's emotions or other people's expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing is, when you experience that, when you're in a different state of mind, that realization doesn't only affect your mental awareness, but also your emotional awareness. It's like it's going through this filter and coming down to the surface, and then you
Mm-hmm.
fully come to understand that, yes, why you're not responsible for other people's emotions or expectations, and that changes the way that you behave towards other people.
I see.
So it has made me react or respond to people in situations like, well, actually, to say no where I needed to say no to people, but also because I could do that from um, realizing it wasn't only beneficial for me, but also for the other person. So I could say no out of love. So I could respond from the heart. And well, that's the difference between having an argument with somebody or um, coming to peace with a person. So that's one example. If this is that clear? Is that like a clear example?
I think so, because obviously, I mean, I'm talking about myself, but I think a lot of other people can relate that sometimes it's just really hard to say no. You don't want to
Yeah,
disappoint another person,
yeah,
especially if for people who are very intuitive, they can almost like tune into other people's needs and feelings and
exactly,
try to fulfill those needs and feelings rather than rather than being respectful to what our needs and feelings are, right? And let
exactly,
other people deal with their own needs and feelings instead of trying to hover over that. Is that
exactly. And
okay?
the beautiful thing is when you start to do that, you realize that you attract people uh, who answer that from respect and from respecting that boundary of
Mm-hmm.
and that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very healthy.
Yes, and tell
And
us about the physical healings that may have
yeah,
occurred with you in the last few weeks as we're learning the method and trying it on each other.
yeah, but also the physical healing I experienced happened on in different ways. Um, I remember I had a session where I got like a physical healing, and the next morning when I woke up, I realized that I had a kind of inflammation in the tooth. Is that the right word?
Yeah, some kind of inflamed tooth.
Yeah, and that had disappeared the next morning. And
Mm-hmm.
also like a wound that I had on my hand,
Mm-hmm.
which lasted for a long time. It would not heal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I woke up next morning after that session and it was healed. It was gone.
Completely gone.
Uh, yes, you could see the skin was closed, so the wound was
Okay.
closed. Yeah,
So it was a prior, like a day before it was an open wound, and then a day
exactly,
later when you woke up, it was completely closed. And
exactly,
before the open wound could not heal for a long period of time, and that's all
exactly.
within one day's time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's powerful that this could happen, so quickly.
Yeah. I thought so too. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And also, uh, during the session, I experienced like sort of a clearing.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that they were like healing my body from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel much better since I had that session. Like normally I could have a walking problem because of inflammations in my joints. That's gone the last few weeks since I had those sessions.
Wow,
And
amazing.
yeah, that is amazing. Yeah.
Hmm. So if other people out there
Mm-hmm.
watching this, and now because the way we practice our method, we're not limited to space, or we don't have, we can do this over Skype, over the phone. And if
Exactly.
people are interested in working with you, and you also speak Dutch and English, if they're interested in working with you, what would be the best way for them to contact you?
Well, they could contact me through my website.
What is your
Uh,
website?
that's patriciagrootjans.com.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's,
Okay,
my
so for those of you who might be interested in working with Patricia, if you have any questions about why things are occurring in your life, maybe you have some health issues, any issues, she's also a very good astrologer. And if you're interested in contacting her, simply contact her at the domain listed below, patriciagrootjans.com, to contact her directly. And for those of you interested in more miraculous stories and interesting interviews, please check out my website at menoraway.com. That is menoraway.com. Thank you, Patricia, for joining us on the interview today. I hope to talk to you a few more times and get a sense of even more miraculous stories from you. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, May.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.